That moment where you select four-wheel drive and roll off the barge onto the sand of Fraser Island is absolutely exciting. And over the years, it's been the trigger for many a fun-filled family holiday. And to make sure we can keep having all that fun and excitement, we need to take very good care of this magical pile of sand. The local Indigenous people call it Gurry. It means paradise, and I reckon they're onto something. The island's beauty defines it, from the crystal clear Lake Mackenzie to the lush rainforest that sits just metres from the surf. Everyone who comes here loves to see the island in tip-top condition, which leads me to why I'm here. Despite the island's natural beauty, the old girl does need a little bit of TLC every now and then. Now, lucky for her, there's at least 600 island lovers here today who are ready, willing and happy to help. Yay! Clean Up Fraser runs every year and encourages both locals and tourists to dedicate one day of their weekend to beautifying the island. This year, I'm joining some 380 cars under the banner of Four-Wheel Drive Queensland, who are making a weekend of it.
In Four-Wheel Drive Queensland, we have about 54 clubs. In here, we have around about 30 of those represented. Shane
Rose is the president of Four-Wheel Drive Queensland. He lives and breathes the off-road lifestyle and has a variety of cars in his arsenal. Well, mate, you obviously love your four-wheel driving. What are you driving? Give it a plug.
I have 4 different cars. I like to have a car for every occasion. Today I've got my Jeep. I also have a 200 series Land Cruiser. I have a 105 Ute. It's a Land Cruiser 100 series chopped into a Ute. Yep. And I have a CJ6, which is a really old 1967 model, the same vintage as me, yep. Which I'm doing up currently to run around on trips.
You couldn't find a better man to run Queensland's Four-Wheel Drive Association. It prides itself on bringing like-minded 4B owners together to do the right thing.
We're here to promote four-wheel driving as a legitimate family recreation. You know, it's really about getting the families out there, the mums and dads out there enjoying the environment in a responsible manner.
Clean Up Fraser is their way of giving back to the environment that they love so much.
It's a rabbit! All right, in the bag.
So the aim here is we're actually going to aim to clean from right at the bottom of the eastern beach right through to the top of the eastern beach. So we're going to go all the way through. We've also got some teams doing weeding. They're actually in the back clearing out the lantana and all the noxious weeds. And we all group here together to get this whole area clean.
A real community effort.
Yeah, we have all of our sponsors as well. So without the sponsors and people like yourselves, there's no way we could do this sort of stuff.
Yeah, fantastic. Everyone is set up along the 75 Mile Beach, the main thoroughfare on the surf side of the island. It will see hundreds of cars during the peak season, so in order to keep the tracks drivable, there's a few things we can do as drivers to reduce our impact on the island. So the better your shocks are, the less corrugations you're actually going to make. But even better than that, you're going to have a nicer ride across the mess that the others have left for you. These Old Man Emu Pt1 shockies on my Ranger are arguably the world's best four-wheel drive shock absorber. As you can see, underneath the car, the wheels are going up and down, and you and I are sitting here in the cab having a chat. Your right foot can also be an environmental vandal. Wheel spin is the enemy of traction. It destroys tracks and usually digs trenches for other vehicles to get stuck in. Momentum and a light foot on the accelerator with the right tyre pressure is the best way to go about sand driving. Remember, the hotter and softer the sand is, the lower your tyre pressures need to be. General, stay out of trouble beach tyre pressures should be 18 to 20 psi. You can get out of jail in an emergency with 6 to 8. And the thing you can't forget is once you have got bogged and bellied out, it's too late to let your tyre pressures down. With the pressures down, we're heading back to camp for a bit of R&R. Now, of course, the easiest way for you to look after this beautiful place is to take your rubbish home with you. And a great way to do that, if you've got a tyre on the back of your car, is one of these ARB track packs. Or Bush Ranger have got a thing called a wheelie bin. Anyway, stick around after the break because tomorrow the cleanup begins.